What theater? Yeah, you won't remember who she is. So you're waiting in the wings, proverbial wings, because we're at the Blackfriars Playhouse. So I just want to share with you a little bit about what theater camp means to us. Here at the American Shakespeare Center, we are inspired by Shakespeare's practices in a contemporary world, right? So we're inspired by sharing light, by working in thrust with all of you on three sides, with sharing community where there is no barrier between actor and audience, and there is no barrier between you and each other. So together, no matter who you are, whether you're a white rose or a red rose, you are welcome here at the Blackfriars Playhouse. And the American Shakespeare Center, the heart of who we are is that we sit at the intersection of performance and scholarship, of education and entertainment. And here, camp is one of our most treasured programs. If you don't know this, all year long, while we're working in the offices, creating the professional productions you see on stage, out in the community, working with Mary Baldwin's incredible graduate program of Shakespeare and Performance, we are all waiting for this moment. We could not be happier to celebrate you. And with that, please give a warm welcome to Leah Wallace, Director
and that's the building. But if walking up a bunch of stairs is not in your day's plan, I totally understand. You can drive to the Sky 1 lot behind the dining hall to enter through the back door, and don't worry, a helpful staff member will be posted outside to reiterate these instructions if you need to find that place. It is very important that you remember, friends and family, that your campers are working today. This is the culmination of 3 weeks of incredible effort. Please don't try to take them out of the playhouse before their work is done. They'll meet you in the dining hall. Please. We are also keeping your campers for one more night, and that means tonight you should definitely grab dinner at Remedy Burger because they're holding an ASCTC fundraiser, and a portion of sales go towards camp. So check them out. They're on Beverly Street. Follow the scent of the delicious burgers. You have simple printed programs that contain basic information like today's schedule, the cast list, some thank yous. You may also notice a QR code on those programs. Scan that to go to our digital program with a whole bunch more information, including notes from the directors and bios for all of the campers. There are also QR codes printed out in the lobby if you want to access that. Please notice that there are seats on the stage. These are called the gallant stools, and they are currently mostly occupied by the most good-looking, smartest, best people in the house, because there are seats for audience as well. If you would like to join us on the gallant stools, you should come up and do that. There are 4 of them. Take your time. Anytime while I'm talking. They're the best. Okay. You can do it, though, I believe in you. This show is being photographed and recorded. These pictures and recordings will be available for everybody to enjoy forever after the show is over, so you can be here now. I promise you the show is better live than it is through the screen of your recording device. You don't have to record anything. We're doing it for you, I promise. If you have to take pictures, I get it, I get it. Just please make sure your device makes no noise and your flash is turned off for the safety of the performers and the comfort of those around you. Whether or not you're taking photos, turn off your phones. Turn off the noises that they make. Don't do that to us. We can see you. Okay. Okay, next, some nice things about your campers. No, really, these campers have accomplished so much. I always say that, but I mean it this time. Not only have they created both of the performances you will see today, all 16 campers appear in both shows, which is nuts. But they've also done some other things, including gotten significant voice training from ASE resident company member Sarah Griffin, devised their own original pieces with theater artist Blair Barron, clowned around with director of education Aubrey Whitlock. They got Ralphed by Ralph, ASE's co-founder, and they studied verse, rhetoric, audience contact, textual variation, and more yoga than they wanted to. They walked up and down more stairs than they ever thought possible. And they made memories that will last a lifetime. I am so thrilled for you to enjoy the fruits of their work together today. Finally, not finally, just more things for me to say. Some thank yous. Thank you to Director of Education Aubrey Whitlock for that clowning and the general help. Thank you to our directors of the shows. ASC Patron Services Coordinator Hailey Pearce makes her directing debut. With a splash, kicking off our War of the Roses summer with her sharp and silly production of Henry VI Part 1. You're welcome. And ASC Playhouse patron loyalty manager Millie Constellan returns to ASC TV. After her triumphant turn with last year's Troilus and Cressida, she continues the epic story this summer with her clear and joyful production of Henry VI Part 2. They guided campers through these epic plays with grace, humor, demons, and hobby horses. I thank them both for their grace, their flexibility, and for generally loving camp and the campers. A big thank you also to our residential staff of RDAs and interns. I'll let the directors thank their teams for the work they did on the productions, but let me take a moment to thank all of the residential staff for everything they did outside of the productions. Our production interns, Analise Toone, Palena, Allison Falcon, and Madeline Cook not only did a beautiful job taking on the stuff of these plays, they also served as role models for campers who may be looking ahead to their own post-graduation plans. Please check out the lobby displays and dramaturgy notes prepared by our intern dramaturgs in the upstairs lobby between shows. And our RDAs, or resident and directing assistants, Sarah Clayton, Topher, Zane, Sarah Bateman, Brooke, Crittenden, and Jake Raiter not only did amazing work with campers on their show, but also woke them up in the morning, made sure they slept at night, and generally kept them happy, healthy, and hydrated in the hours between. Camp would not be possible without them. I love to take all the credit, but they're the ones who really deserve it. Please give them another round of applause. Run Start Fund has made camp a reality for many campers over the years, and we hope to do Sydney's legacy proud today. We'd also like to thank Sarah Lewis Holmes for funding our military family scholarship, Ralph and Judy Cohen for funding scholarships in remembrance of Stephen Booth, George Walton Williams, and Thomas L. Berger, and the English-Speaking Union and the Anglo-Mexican Foundation for funding scholarships for top winners in their national Shakespeare competitions. You could also change lives and join this list of amazing donors if you go to AmericanShakespeareCenter.com/donate. And while I am thanking people, neither I nor camp would be where we are or what we are without the support and guidance of Dr. Ralph Allen Cohen and Sarah Enlow. They taught me everything I know, and I am eternally grateful to them for lighting the way. Now, lean in, get excited, and enjoy the ASCTC 2025 Session 1 Performance Festival!
Henry VI, Part 1. Ooh! Great job. This is just to give you a general overview of some plot beats, important characters, character relationships, and the general goings-on in these plays, because it can get really confusing. So, without further ado, let's begin, shall we? Now, a little context. The French and the English, St. George, have been fighting for a long time. Some call it the 100 Years' War. I wonder why. Now, before our play starts, England is led by King Henry V. Unfortunately, he has died. So now, England must crown a brand new king. The young, 12-year-old, impressionable King Henry VI.
God, I just wish everyone would get along like you tell us to do.
Something so useful. Luckily, we have his right-hand man, Gloucester.
I wish Henry would spend less time focused on God and more time on politics.
Don't we all? And his left-hand man, Cardinal Beaufort.
I am the Bishop of Winchester, and I do not like Gloucester.
Right. We have the English army. The man who's gonna win us this war, George Talbot.
I am the greatest captain in the English army, and I will win this war for England.
And on the French side, we have the French army, Joan of Arc.
I have been sent by God's mother, and I will free my country.
Right. And the leader of the French army, the Dauphin.
I am Charles, the Dauphin of France, and Joan will win me this war.
Now, we have the General French.
Oui, oui. Baguette.
should.
He should.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it. I think we can get ready to start the show. All right, let's go. Best exit they've done this whole time. Well, I think that's about it. That's all you need. Oh, wait. I forgot something, didn't I? Me. I am the Duke of Somerset. I'm loyal, I'm a soldier, and I am so much better than York. Well, that about sums it up. Enjoy the show!
Hello, everyone, and for those of you who don't know me, my name is Hailey Pearce, and I am the director of Henry VI, Part 1. I'm so excited. I first want to thank the families and the friends of the campers who came out on this dreary morning, and I realize it's not dreary anymore, but it was when I wrote this. Which will bode well for the rest of the plays that you will see. You see the hard work and the dedication of each of these campers, and that's the work that they've shown throughout this process. And I'm not going to cry, but I might, and so who knows? We have raised children that are kind, courageous, inspiring, and so fierce. And I have been honored, oh God, to work alongside of them these past 3 weeks. They have taught me so much within our time together, and I am forever grateful and proud of each and every one of them. And I hope that they can hear that I'm proud of them back there, because I am immensely proud. Oh, okay. I would next like to thank my amazing production team who have helped me bring this story to life. Thank you to my assistant director, Topher, who is a calming presence in the rehearsal room at all times. To my dramaturg, Analise, who loves a family tree and history as much as I do. And my stage manager, Lex, who is the fiercest ray of sunshine I have ever had the chance to meet. And lastly, to the fight director and music director, Jake and Brooke. I could not have done this without you and your care and collaboration. Thank you all so, so much. Oh, I want to cry. Now, I love a good prequel, for those of you who don't know, because you've just met me for the first time. My favorite prequel of all time is Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, today's show is not like this. Henry VI does not take place in space, although we do have France, which could be like space, but just with cheese, so who knows? Thank you. This play jumps between the French landscape and the English hills. On one side, we have the English army led by the English army John Talbot, and the French army led by Joan of Arc. At the heart of this play, however, are children impacted by the decisions of adults that came before them. I asked myself where these kids would be if not for the actions of this play. Would Henry VI have been the first English pope? I do not know. While this play does not give us an answer to these questions, these campers bring light to the desires of each and every one of these characters. And now, please enjoy Henry VI, Part 1.
they ne'er had a king of so much worth.
England's ne'er had a king until his time. What can I say? His deeds exceed all speech. He ne'er licked up his hands, but conquered.
He was a king, blessed of the King of Kings. The church's prayers made him so prosperous.
The church! Where is it? Had not churchmen prayed, his throne of life had not so soon decayed.
Cease these jars, and rest your minds in peace.
My honorable lords, health to you all. Sad tidings bring I to you and of friends of loss, of slaughter and discomfiture. Guyenne, Champagne, Reims, Orleans, Paris, Issou, Poitiers, all are quite lost.
What sayest thou, man, before dead Henry's corpse? Speak softly, or the loss of those great towns will make him rise from death.
If Henry were called to life again, these news would cause him once more yield to ghosts.
How are they lost? What treachery was used?
No treachery, but want of men and money. Awake, English nobility. Let not sloth dim your honors you begot, propped on flowered luces in your arms of England's coat. One half is cut away.
If tears were wanting from his funeral, these tidings would call forth her flowing tide.
Me they concern. Regent I am of France. Wounds will I slim the French instead of eyes, to weep their intermissive miseries. My lords, view these letters full of bad mischance. The Dolphin Charles is crowned king in Reims. The bastard of Orleans with him is joined. Reignier, the Duke of Anjou, fleeth to his side, and the Duke of Alençon doth take his part.
Oh, whither shall we fly from this reproach?
My gracious lords, to add to your laments, I must inform you of a dismal fight betwixt the stout Lord Talbot and the French.
What? Wherein Talbot overcame, is it so?
Oh no, wherein Lord Talbot was overthrown.
Is Talbot slain? Then I shall slay myself for living idly here in pomp and ease.
No, he lives, but is took prisoner.
Ransom is none, but I shall pay. Farewell, my masters, to my task will I. 10,000 soldiers with me I will take, whose bloody deeds shall make all Europe quake.
So you had need, for Orleans is besieged. The English army is grown weak and faint. The Earl of Salisbury craveth supply.
Remember, lords, your oaths to Henry sworn, either to quell the Dolphin utterly or bring him in obedience to your yoke.
I do remember it, and here take my leave.
I'll to the tower with all the haste I can to view the artillery and munition, and then I will proclaim young Henry king.
And all to Eltham, where the young king is.
Each hath his place and function to attend. I am left out, for me nothing remains. But long I will not be jacked out of office. The king from Eltham I intend to steal, and sit at chief discern of public weal.
Mars is true moving, even in the heavens, so in the earth to this day is not known. Late did he shine upon the English side. Now we are victors, upon us he smiles. Let's raise the siege, why live we idly here? Talbot is taken, whom we won't fear. All that is left is the mad ring Salisbury, nor men nor money have he to make war. Sound alarm, we will rush on them. Stand thou, as Dolphin,
Fair maid, is thou wilt do these wondrous feats?
Reignier, is thou that thinkst to beguile me? Where is the Dolphin? Come from behind. I know thee well, though never seen before. Be not amazed. There's nothing here for me.
She takes upon her bravery at first dash.
Dolphin, I am by birth a shepherd's daughter. My wit untrained in any kind of art. God's mother deemed to appear to me in inhibition, full of majesty, willed me to leave my base vocation and free my country from calamity. Her aid she promised, and assured success. Ask me what question thou canst possible, and I will answer unpremeditated. My courage try by combat, if thou darest, and thou shalt find that I exceed my sex. Resolve on this. Thou shalt be fortunate if thou receive me for thy warlike queen.
In single combat thou shalt not with me. If thou vanquishest, then thy words are true. Otherwise, I renounce all confidence.
I am prepared. Here is my keenest sword.
Then come, O God's name, I fear no woman.
And while I live, I'll ne'er fly from a man.
Stay thy hands. Whoe'er helps thee, 'tis thou must help me. My heart and my hands thou hast once subdued. My lord, shall we give Orleans or no?
Why no, I say, distrustful recreants. Fight to the last gasp. I'll be your guard.
What she says, I'll confirm it. We will fight it out.
Assigned a mind to be the English scourge. This night the siege assuredly I'll raise. With Henry's death, the English circle ends. Dispersed are the glories it included.
Bright star of Venus, fallen down on the earth, how may I reverently worship thee enough?
Leave off delays and let us raise the siege.
Presently we will try. Come, let's away about it. No prophet will I trust if she proves false.
I am come to survey the tower instead. Since Hamner's death, I fear there is command. His orders that they wait out here. Open the gates, 'tis Gloucester that calls.
Who's there that knocks so perilously?
It is the noble Duke of Gloucester!
Bring up the gates, shining clouded dust like dunghill rooms.
Humphrey, what means this?
Reach dost thou command me to be shut out?
I do, thou most usurping proditor, and not protector of the king or realm.
Stand back, thou manifest conspirator. I'll canvass thee in thy broad cardinal hat, and thou deceivest.
Nay, stand thou back, I will not budge a foot.
I will not slay thee, but I'll drive thee back.
Prithee,
Do what thou darest.
do what thou darest, I beard thee to thy face.
What? Am I dared and bearded to my face? Your red cheeks I'll grind up and down.
Gloucester, thou wilt answer this before the Pope.
Winchester boots, I cry, abroad, out, scarlet hypocrite.
Cry, lords, that you, being supreme magistrates, must contumeliously should break the peace.
Cease, Mayor, thou knowest little of my wrongs. Here in Beaufort, not the arms nor God, nor king hath here distrained the tower to his
heart.
I grieve to hear what torments you endured, but will be revenged sufficiently. You, the Frenchmen, have been fortified.
For aught I see, the city must be famished, or light skirmishes enfeebled.
Die, Talbot!
What chance is this that somebody hath crossed us? Speak, Salisbury! At least if thou canst speak. What, one of thy eyes and thy cheek's side struck off? What star is this? What tumult in the heavens?
My lord, my lord! The French have gathered head. The Dolphin with one Bronik-Ezzell joined. A holy prophetess, new risen up, he's come with a great power to raise the siege.
Hear how dying Salisbury did grow. It irks his heart he cannot be revenged. Frenchman, I'll be a Salisbury to you. Convey me Salisbury into his tent, and then we'll try what these dastard Frenchmen dare. Where is my strength, my valor, and my force? A woman clad in armor chaseth them. Here she comes. I'll have a bout with thee, blood will I draw on thee. Thou art a witch, and straightway give thy soul to him thou servest.
Come, 'tis only I that must disgrace thee.
Heavens, can you suffer hell so to prevail?
Talbot, farewell. Thy hour is not yet come. I must go back to Orleans forthwith. Or take me if thou canst. I scorn thy strength.
My thoughts are whirled like a potter's wheel. I know not where I am or what I do. A witch by fear, not force, drives back our troops and conquers as she lists. They called us for our fierceness, English dogs. Now like to whelps, we crying run away. Hark, countrymen, either renew the fight or tear the lions out of England's coat. It will not be. Retire into your trenches.
Advance our waving colors on the wall. Rescue Orleans from the English. Thus, Bronik-Ezzell hath performed her word.
Your finest creature, how may I honor thee for this success? Why not ring aloud the bells throughout the town?
All France will be replete with mirth and joy when they shall hear how we have played the man.
'Tis Joan, not we, by who this day is won. Joan d'Ezzell shall be France's saint. Come in, let us banquet royally after this golden day of victory.
Lord Regent and redoubted Burgundy, this happy night the Frenchmen all secure, having all day caroused and banqueted. Embrace we then this opportunity.
How without France, how much he wrongs his fame, to join with witches in the hell of hell.
Traitors have never undercut them. But what's that Broussel whom they term so pure?
A maid, they say.
A maid, and be so martial.
Well, let them practice and converse with spirits. God is our fortress, in whose conquering name let us resolve to scale their flinty bulwarks.
Ascend, brave Talbot, we will follow thee.
Not altogether. Better far, I guess, that we do make our entrance several ways.
Agreed, all to yon corner.
And I to this.
And here will Talbot mount or make his grave.
Arm! Arm! The enemy did make assault!
How now, my lords? What? All is ready so?
I'm ready.
And glad we escaped so well.
'Twas time I trod to wake and leave our beds here and locked at our chamber doors.
I think this Talbot be a fiend of hell.
God help. I haven't sure favor him. Is this thy coming, thou deceitful dame?
Wherefore is Charles impatient with his friend? At all times will you have my power alike. Sleeping or waking, must I still prevail, or will you
Great lords and gentlemen, what means this silence? Dare no man answer in case of truth?
Within the temple hall, we were too loud. The garden here is more convenient.
And say at once if I have maintained the truth. I'll lose rank in Somerset in the arrow.
Faith, I have been a truant in the law, and never yet confirmed my will to it. Therefore, turn the law into my will.
The truth appears so naked on my side. Then you purblind eye may find it out.
And on my side, it is so well apparelled.
Since you are tongue-tied and so loath to speak, if you suppose I have pleaded truth, from off this briar pluck a white rose with me.
Let him that is no coward, nor no flatterer, but dare maintain the party of the truth, pluck a red rose from off this thorn with me.
I pluck this white rose with Plantagenet.
I plucked this red rose with young Somerset, and say withal I think he held the right.
Stay, lords and gentlemen, and pluck no more, till you conclude that he upon whose side the fewest roses are cropped from the tree shall yield the other in the right direction.
Good Master Warden, it is well objected. If I have fewest, I subscribe in Ceres.
And I pluck this pale and maiden blossom here, giving my verdict on the white rose side.
Prick not your finger as you pluck it off, lest bleeding you do paint the white rose red and fall on my side so, against thy will.
I, my lord, for my opinion shall believe. Opinion shall be searching to my hurt, and keep me on the side where still I am.
Well,
I'll find friends to wear my bleeding roses.
and thou shalt maintain what I have said is true, where false Plantagenet dare not be seen.
Now, by God's will, thou'st wrong him, Somerset. His grandfather was Lionel, Duke of Clarence, third son to the third Edward, King of England. Who dares want the place of privilege, or durst not for his favorite one?
What is not thy father, Richard, Earl of Cambridge, for treason, executed in our late king's days? His trespass yet is guilty in thy blood. Until thou be restored, thou art a yeoman.
My lord, not acquainted. He tempted I for treason, but no traitor, and that all through on better men than Somerset, or growing time was ripened to my will.
Oh, thou shalt find us ready for thee still. And knowest by these colors for thy foes, for these my friends, in spite of thee, shall wear.
And by my soul this pale and angry rose will I forever in my faction wear, until it wither with me to my grave, or flourish to the height of my degree.
Go forward and be choked with thy ambition, and so farewell until I meet thee next.
Farewell, ambitious Richard.
Praise the Topher force endurance. This plot that they object against your house shall be whipped out in the next Parliament, called for in the troops of Winchester and Gloucester. Meantime, in signal of my love to thee, will I upon thy party wear this rose. And here I prophesy, this brawl today shall send between the red rose and the white 1,000 souls to death in deadly night.
Thanks, gentle. Come, let us to dinner. And he'll say this quarrel will drink blood another day.
Kind keeper of my weak decaying age, let dying Mortimer here rest himself. And like a man who waileth from the rack, so fare my limbs with long imprisonment. And these red locks, the pursuivants of death, argue the end of Edmund Mortimer. But tell me, keeper, will my nephew come?
Richard Plantagenet, my lord, well done.
My soul shall be satisfied. Sure. Since Henry Monmouth first began to reign, before whose glory I was great in arms, this loathsome sequestration have I had. I would his troubles likewise were expired, that so he might recover what was lost.
My lord, your loving nephew is now come.
Simon embraces now. And now declare, sweet sound from York's great stock, why didst thou say of late thou wert despised?
To stay argument upon a case so more so
most unjust, endeavored my advancement to the throne. Leaving no heir forgotten of his body, I was the next by birth and parentage, for by my mother I derived am from Lionel, Duke of Clarence, third son to King Edward III. But mark, as in this haughty great attempt they labored to plant the rightful heir, I lost my liberty and their lives. Long after this, when Henry V, succeeding his father Brooke, his reign, godfather, Earl of Cambridge, then derived from famous Edmund Langley, Duke of York, marrying my sister, that thy mother was, levied an army, winning to redeem and having solved me the diadem. But as the rest, so failed that noble earl and was beheaded. Thus the murmurs in whom the title rested were suppressed.
Of which, my lord, your honor is the last.
Thou art my heir. The rest I wish thee gathered, but yet be wary of thy future's care.
Thy great admonishment prevail with me.
With silence, nephew, be thou politic. Strong fixed is the house of Lancaster, and like a mountain not to be removed.
Oh, uncle, would some part of my young years never redeem the passage of your age?
Mourn not, except thou sorrow for my good. Only give order for my funeral. And so farewell, and fair be all thy hopes, and prosperous be thy life in peace and war.
Peace, no war. The fall of thy pardoned soul. Keeper! And I myself will see his burial better than his wife. For those wrongs, bitter injuries which Somerset hath offered to my house, I doubt not, but with honor, to redress.
Thou deep premeditated lines, with written pamphlets studiously devised.
Presumptuous priest, this place commands my patience. Or thou shouldst find thou hast dishonored me.
Really?
No, my good lord.
No, my good lords, it is not that offense. It is not that hath incensed the Duke. It is because no one should sway but he. No one but he should be about the king.
Am I not protector, saucy priest?
And am I not prelate of the church?
My lord, it were your duty to forbear. Oh, I see the bishop be not overborne.
Methinks his lordship should be humbler, if faith not prelate so please.
My lords of, my uncles of Gloucester and of Winchester, I would prevail, if prayers might prevail, to join your hearts in love and amity. What tumult's this?
An uproar I dare warrant, because of the malice of the bishop's men.
Oh, my good lords! The bishop and the Duke of Gloucester's men, forbidden late to carry any weapon, have filled their pockets full of pebble stones. Not so fast at one another's pate that many have their giddy brains knocked out. Our windows are broke down in every street, and we, for fear, compelled to shut our shops.
As you love our favor, hold your slaughtering hands and keep the peace. Gloucester, mitigate this strife.
You of my household, leave this peevish royal, and set this unaccustomed fight aside. Stay, I say, and if you love me as you swear you do, let me persuade you to forbear a while.
Oh, how this discord doth afflict my soul.
You, my lord protector, yield Winchester.
If he will not submit, I will never yield.
Compassion on the king commands me stoop, or I would see his heart out ere the beast should ever get that privilege of me. Here, Winchester, offer me my
Fine, Uncle Topher. I've heard you preach that malice was a great and grievous sin. not you maintain the thing you teach, but prove chief offender in the same?
For shame, my lord of Winchester, relent. What shall a child instruct you what to do?
Well, Duke of Gloucester, I will yield to thee.
Aye, but I fear me with a hollow heart. See here, my friends and loving countrymen, this token serveth for a flag of truce betwixt ourselves and all our followers. So help me God as I dissemble not.
So help me God as I intended not.
Oh, loving uncle, the kind Duke of Gloucester, how joyful am I made by this contract. Away, my masters, trouble us no more, but join in friendship as your lords have done.
Accept this scroll, most gracious sovereign, which in the right of Richard Plantagenet we do exhibit to your majesty.
If Richard will be true, not that all alone, but all the whole inheritance I give, that doth belong unto the house of York, from whence you spring by lineal descent.
Thy humble servant vows obedience, and humble service to the point of death.
Stoop then, and set your knee against my foot. I girt thee with the valiant sword of York. Rise, Richard, like a true Plantagenet, and arise, created princely Duke of York.
Now will it best avail your majesty. Now will it best avail your majesty. Cross the seas. Crown France.
When Gloucester says the word, King Henry goes, for friendly counsel cuts off many foes.
To ships on in wings.
Now, I fear that fatal prophecy, which in the time of Henry, named the Fifth, was in the mouth of every sucking babe. And Henry, born at Monmouth, could win all, and Henry, born at Windsor, lose all.
These are the city gates, the gates of ruin, through which our policy must make a breach.
Our sacks shall be a mean to sack the city, and we be lords and rulers our home. Therefore will not.
Poor market folk that come to sell their core. Now, ruin, I'll shake thy forwards to the ground.
What's this happy strategy? And once again, we'll sleep secure and wait.
Here enter Fussell. How will she?
Here enter Fussell. How will she specify here is the best and safest passage in?
By thrusting out a torch from yonder tower.
Behold, noble Charles, beacon of our friend!
Now shine it like a comet of revenge.
A prophet to the fall of all our foes.
Defer no time, delays have dangerous end.
Good morrow, gallants. Want ye corn for bread? I think the Duke of Burgundy will starve before he'll buy again at such a rate.
Damsel, I'll have a bout with you again, or else let Talbot perish with this shame.
Are you so hot, sir? Yet Fussell, hold thy peace. If Talbot do but thunder, rain will follow. God speed the Parliament. Who shall be the speaker?
Dare ye come forth and meet us in the field?
Belike your lordship takes us then for fools to try if that our own be ours or no.
I speak not to that railing Hecate, but unto thee, Alençon, and the rest. Will ye, like soldiers, come and fight it out?
Senor, no.
Signor, hey, base muleteers of France, like peasant footboys do they keep the walls, and dare not take up arms like gentlemen.
Away, captains. Let's get us from the walls. Goodbye, my lord. We came but to tell you that we are here.
is a dominant. Yes, heavens have glory for this victory.
Warlike and martial Talbot, Burgundy enshrines me in his heart, and erects thy deeds of valor's monuments.
Thanks, gentle Duke. Now will we take some order in the town, placing therein some expert officers, and then depart to Paris to the king, for there young Henry with his nobles lie.
What wills Lord Talbot pleaseth Burgundy.
Dismay not, princess, at this accident, nor grieve that ruin is so repentant. Let frantic Talbot triumph for a while, will pull his plumes and take away his strength, if the fun and the rest will be but room.
We've been guided by thee hitherto. One side of oil shall never be discussed.
Search out thy wit for secret policies, and we will make thee famous through the world.
We'll set thy statue in some holy place and have thee reverenced like a blessed saint.
Then thus it must be. This doth Joan devise. By fair persuasions mixed with sugared words, we will entice the Duke of Burgundy to leave the Talbot and to follow us.
Aye, marry, sweetie, if we could do that, France were no place for Henry's warriors.
Your honor shall perceive how I will work to bring this matter to the wished end. Hark! Their powers are marching into Barrial war. There goes the Talbot with his colors spread. And in the rear word comes the Duke and his. Summon a parley. We will talk with him.
A parley with the Duke of Burgundy?
Who craves a parley with the Burgundy?
The princes are of France, thy countrymen.
What sayst thou, Charles, for I am marching hence?
Speak yourself, and chant it with thy words.
Brave Burgundy, undoubted hope of France. Stay, let thy humble handmaid speak to thee.
Speak on, but be not over tedious.
Look on thy country, look on fertile France, and see the cities and the towns defaced by wasting ruin of the cruel foe. Oh, turn thy edged sword another way. Return thee therefore with a flood of tears, and wash away thy country's stained spots.
Either she hath bewitched me with her words, or nature causes me suddenly to relent.
Flee then, thou fights against thy countrymen, and joins with them will be thy slaughtermen. Come, come, return, thou wandering lord. Charles and the rest will take thee in their arms.
I am vanquished, for these haughty words of hers battered me like roaring cannon shot. Forgive me, country and sweet countrymen. My force and power of men are yours. And farewell, Talbot. I'll no longer trust thee.
Welcome, brave Duke. Thy friendship makes us fresh. Now on, my lords, let us join our power and seek how we may prejudice the foe.
Rise.
My gracious prince and honorable peers, hearing of your arrival in this realm, I have a while given truce unto my wars, to do my duty to my sovereign, first to my God, and next unto your grace.
Is this the Lord Talbot, Uncle Gloucester, that has so long been resident in France?
Yes, if it please your majesty, my liege.
Welcome, brave captain and victorious lord. When I was young, as yet I am not old, I do remember how my father said a stouter champion never handled sword. Stand up then, and for these good deserts, we here create you Earl of Shrewsbury, and in our coronation take your place.
Lord Bishop, set the crown upon his head.
My gracious lord, as I rode from Calais to hasten to your coronation, a letter was delivered to my hands, which your grace from the Duke of Burgundy.
View the letter, Uncle. View the letter, Lord Protector, that was sent by our Uncle Burgundy.
What's here? I have upon a special cause
Burgundy revolt?
He doth, my lord, and is become your foe.
Then gather strength, and march unto him straight.
I go, my lord, in heart desiring still, you may behold confusion of your foes.
And we the combat, gracious sovereign.
And me, my lord, ready for combat too.
This is my servant, hear him, noble friend.
And this is mine, sweet Henry, favor him.
Be patient, lords, and give them leave to speak. What is that wrong whereof you both complain? But first let me know, and then I'll answer you.
Crossing the sea from England to France, this fellow here with envious carping tongue upbraided me about the robes I wear, and in defense of my lord's worthiness, I crave the benefit of the law of arms. And that is my petition, noble lord. Yet know, my lord, I was provoked by him, and he first took exceptions at this badge, pronouncing the paleness of this flower berate the faintness of my master's heart.
Will not this malice, Somerset, be left?
Your private grudge, my lord of York, will out, though ne'er so cunningly you smother it.
Let this dissension first be tried by fight, and then your highness shall command of peace.
Prithee,
The quarrel toucheth none but us alone.
The quarrel toucheth none but us alone. Betwixt ourselves let us decide it then.
There is my pledge. Accept it, Somerset.
Nay, let it rest where it began at first.
Confirm it so, mine honorable lord.
Confirm it so. Confounded be your strength. Are you not ashamed with this immodest clamorous outrage to trouble and disturb the king and us?
good lord, what madness rules in brain-sick men. My lords of Somerset and York, quiet yourselves, I pray, and be at peace. Prithee,
Come hither, you that would be combatants.
come hither, you that would be combatants. Henceforth I charge you, as you love our favor, quite to forget this quarrel and the cause. Let me be umpire in this doubtful strife. I see no reason, if I wear this rose, that anyone should therefore be suspicious I'm more inclined to Somerset than York. Both are my kinsmen, and I love them both. A cousin of York, we institute your grace to be our regent in these parts of France. And good my lord of Somerset, unite your troops of horsemen with his bands of foot, ourself, my lord protector, and the rest. After some respite, will return to Calais. From thence to England, where I hope ere long to be presented by your victories with Charles, Alençon, and that traitorous rout.
My lord of York, I promise you the king, prettily we thought, did play the orator.
So he did, but yet I like it not. And that he wears the badge of Somerset.
Which that was but his fancy, blame him not. Prithee,
I dare presume.
I dare presume, sweet prince. Prithee,
He thought no harm.
he thought no harm.
If I wish he did, let it rest. Of their affairs is not a manage.
English John Talbot calls you forth, servant in arms to Harry, King of England. Open your city gates, call my sovereign north, and I'll withdraw me and my bloody power.
Thou ominous and fearful owl of death, our nation's terror and their bloody scourge, the period of thy tyranny approacheth. On us thou canst not enter but by death, for I protest we are well fortified and strong enough to issue out and fight.
He fables not. I hear the enemy. How are we parked and bounded in a pale? A little herd of England's timorous deer, mazed with a yelping kennel of French curs. If we be English deer, be then in blood, not rascal-like to fall down with a pinch, but rather moody mad and desperate
he has marched to Bordeaux with all his power to fight with Talbot.
Plague upon that villain, Somerset, that thus delays my promised supply of horses levied for the siege!
Thou princely leader of the English strength, spur to the rescue of the noble Talbot, who is now girdled with a waist of iron and hemmed about with grim destruction.
God, Somerset were in Talbot's place.
Prithee,
God take mercy on
God take mercy on brave Talbot's soul, and his son, young John, who 2 hours since I met him travel toward his warlike father.
Alas, what joy shall noble Talbot have to bid his young son welcome to his grave? Lucy, farewell. My fortune cannot record the cause. I cannot aid the man.
It is too late. I cannot send them now. This expedition was by York and Talbot, too rashly plotted. York set him on to fight and died in shame, that Talbot being dead, great York might bear the name. How now, Sir William? Whither were you sent?
Whether, my lord, from bought and sold, Lord Talbot, who ringed about with bold adversity, prithee, cries out for noble York and Somerset. Let not your private discourse keep away the levied succors that should send him aid.
York set him on. York should have sent him aid.
And York is fast upon your grace exclaims, prithee,
swearing that you withhold his levied host,
prithee,
collected for this expedition.
York lies.
Prithee.
The fraud of England
The fraud of England, not the force of France. Prithee.
hath now
Entrapped the noble knight of Talbot.
Come, go. I'll dispatch the horsemen straight. Within 6 hours, they should be at his aid.
Too late comes rescue, he is ta'en or slain.
Then, if he be dead, brave Talbot, then adieu.
His fame lives in the world, his shame in you.
Oh, young John Talbot, I did send for thee to tutor thee in stratagems of war. Now thou art come unto a feast of death. Therefore, dear boy, mount on my swiftest horse, and I'll direct thee how thou shalt escape by sudden flight. Come, dally not, be gone.
Is my name Talbot? And am I your son? And shall I fly?
Fly to revenge my death if I be slain.
He that flies so shall ne'er return again.
If we both stay, we both are sure to die.
Then let me stay. And father, do you fly? Flight cannot stain the honor you have won, but mine it will that no exploit have done. You fled for vantage, everyone will swear, but if I bow, they'll say it was for fear. Here, on my knee, I beg mortality, rather than life preserved with infamy.
Shall all thy mother's hopes lie in one too?
Aye! Rather than I'll shame my mother's womb.
Upon my blessing, I command thee go.
To fight I will, but not to fly the foe.
Then here, I take my leave of thee, fair son, born to eclipse thy life this afternoon. Come, side by side, together live and die, and soul with soul from France to heaven fly! nothing gain, and if I stay, 'tis but the shortening of my life one day. In thee, thy mother dies, our household's name, my death's revenge, thy youth and England's fame. All these and more be hazard by my stay. All these are saved if thou wilt fly away.
And if I fly, I am not Talbot's son.
If thou wilt fight, fight by thy father's side, and commendable fruit, let's die in pride. Ah! Where is my other life? Mine own is gone. Oh, where's young Talbot? Where is valiant John? Lo, where your son is born. Come, come and lay him in his father's arms. My spirit can no longer bear these harms. Soldiers, adieu. I have what I would have. Now my old arms are young John Talbot's grave.
Had York and Somerset called for the rescue, and we should have had a bloody day of this. How the young wealth of Talbot's raging wood did flesh his puny sword in Frenchman's blood.
Doubtless he would have made a noble knight. Look where he lies, immersed in the arms of the most bloody nurser of his harms.
Hew them to pieces, hack their bones asunder, whose life was England's glory, Gaulia's wonder.
Oh no, forbear. For that which we have fled during life, let us not wrong again.
Herald, conduct me to the Dolphin's head.
On what submissive message art thou sent?
Submission, Dolphin, 'tis a mere French word. I come to know what prisoners thou hast ta'en and survey the bodies of the dead.
For prisoners, ask thou. Hell are prisoners. But tell me whom thou seekest.
But where is the great Alcides of the field? The valiant Lord Talbot. The Earl of Shrewsbury, the thrice victorious Lord of Falconbridge, great Marshal to Henry VI, all of his wars within the realm of France.
Here's the silly, stately style indeed. Him that thou magnifiest with all these titles, stinking and fly-blown, lies here at our feet.
Oh, but that is Talbot dead? Oh, but that I could call the dead to life. Give me their bodies that I may bear them hence, and give them a burial that beseems their work.
Oh, for God's sake, let them have them. To keep them here, they would but stink and putrefy the air.
Go, take their bodies hence.
I'll bear them hence, but from their ashes shall be reared a phoenix that shall make all France appear.
So we be rid of them. And now, to Paris in this conquering vein. All will be ours, now bloody Talbot is slain.
Have you perused the letters from the Pope, the Emperor, and the Earl of Armagnac?
I have, my lord, and their intent is this. They humbly sue unto your excellence to have a godly peace concluded of between the realms of England and of France.
How doth your grace affect their motion?
Well, my good lord, and sure bind is not of amity. The Earl of Armagnac, near knit child, proffers his only daughter to your grace in marriage with a large and sumptuous dowry.
Marriage, uncle. Alas, my years are young, and fitter is my study in my books than wanting dalliance with a paramour. Yet, call the ambassadors, and as you please, so let them have their answers, every one. I shall be much content with any choice tends to God's glory and my country's weal. My lord ambassador, your several suits have been considered and debated on. Your purpose is both good and reasonable. Therefore are we certainly decided to draw up conditions of a friendly peace, which by my lord of Winchester shall be transported presently to France.
And for the proffer of my lord your master, I have informed his highness so at large as liking of the lady's virtuous gifts, her beauty, and the value of her dower. He doth intend she shall be England's queen.
Prithee, which contract bear her this jewel, pledge of my affection. Prithee.
And so, my lord
And
protector.
so, my Lord Protector, see them guarded, safely brought to Dover, wherein shipped to France, commit them to the fortune of the sea.
Stay, my lord legate. You shall first receive the sum of money which I promise should be delivered unto his majesty for clothing me in these great ornaments.
I will attend upon your lordship's letter.
Now Winchester will not submit, I trow. Humphrey of Gloucester, thou shalt well perceive that neither in birth or for authority, prithee, the bishop will be overborne by thee. I'll either make thee stoop and bend thy knee, or sack this country with a mutiny.
Success until our valiant general, and happiness unto his accomplices.
What tidings send our scouts? I prithee, speak.
The English army that divided was into two parties is now conjoined in one and needs to do battle presently.
Somewhat too sudden, sirs, the warning is. But presently we will try. Come, let's away about it. France be fortunate.
Of all base passions, fear is most accursed. Command the conquest, Charles. It shall be done. Let Henry fret, and all the world repine. The regent conquers, and the Frenchmen fly. Now help, ye charming spells and fairy acts. You speedy helpers, that are substitutes under the lordly monarch of the north, appear and aid me in this enterprise. Help me this once, that France may get the shield. Oh, hold me not with silence over long, for I was wont to feed you with my blood. A love remember I've been giving you, so you do condescend to help me now. Cannot my body nor blood sacrifice entreat you to your wanton furtherance? Then take my soul, my body, soul is all, before that England give the French the foil. See, they forsake me. Now, France, thy glory droppeth to the dust.
Damsel of France, I think I have you back.
Be what thou wilt, thou art my prisoner. Who art thou? Say, that I may honor thee.
Margaret, my name, and daughter to a king, the king of Naples. Who's thou art?
An earl I am, and Suffolk I am called. Be not offended, nature's miracle. Thou art allotted to be tamed by me. Yet, if the servile usage won't offend, go, be free again, as Suffolk's friend. Oh, stay! I have no power to let her pass. My hand would free her, but my heart says no.
Say, Earl of Suffolk, if thy name be sought, what ransom must I pay before I pass? For I perceive I am thy prisoner.
How canst thou tell she will deny thy suit before thou make a trial of her love?
Why speakest thou not? What ransom must I pay?
She's beautiful, therefore to be wooed. She is a woman, therefore to be won.
Wilt thou accept a ransom, yea or no?
Fond man, remember that thou hast a wife. Then how can Margaret be thy paramour?
He talks like Brandon.
Sure, the man is mad.
I'll win this lady Margaret. For whom? Why, for my king. Madam, I have a secret to reveal.
What though I view thrall? He seems a knight, and will not in any way dishonor me.
Sweet madam, give me hearing in a cause.
Perhaps I shall be ready
Say, gentle princess, would you suppose your bondage be happy to be made a queen?
To be a queen in bondage is more vile, for princes should be free.
And so shall you, if happy England's royal king be free.
What concerns his freedom unto me?
I'll undertake thee to make Henry's queen, if thou wilt condescend to my
What?
his love.
I am unworthy to be Henry's wife.
No, gentle madam, I unworthy am to rule so fair a dame to be his wife. How say you? Are you so content?
And if my father please, I am content.
Then we'll call our captains and colors forth, and madam, at your father's castle walls, will crave parley to confer with them. See, Reignier, see, thy daughter prisoner. To me.
Suffolk, what remedy?
Yes, there is remedy enough. Consent, and for thy honor give consent. Thy daughter shall be wedded to my king.
Speak Suffolk as he thinks.
Fair Margaret knows that Suffolk doth not flatter face or fine.
Upon thy princely warrant I descend, to give the answer of thy just demand.
And here I will expect thy coming.
Welcome, brave Earl, into our territories. Command on you with... Your Honor.
What answer makes your grace unto my suit?
Since thou dost deign to woo her little worth to be the princely bride of such a lord, upon condition I may quietly enjoy my own. The country may not you free from oppression or the stroke war, and my daughter shall be Henry's if he please.
Reignier, I give thee kingly thanks. I'll over then to England with this news, and make this marriage to be solemnized.
I embrace thee as I would embrace the Christian Prince King Henry if he were here. Farewell, my lord. Good luck, praise and prayer shall Suffolk ever have with Mortimer.
Farewell, sweet madam. Oh, wert thou to myself, but Suffolk, stay. Solicit Henry with her wondrous praise. Bethink thee on her graces that surmount, mad natural graces that extinguish art, repeat their semblance on often seas. And when thou comest to kneel at Henry's feet, thou mayst bereave him his wits with wonder.
Bring forth that sorceress condemned to burn. Ah, Joan, this kills thy father's heart outright. Ah, Joan, sweet daughter, Joan, I'll die with thee.
Decrepit Meister, base ignoble wretch, thou art no father nor no friend of mine.
Out, out, my lords, I please you, 'tis not so.
Graceless, wilt thou deny thy parentage?
This argues for her kind of life hath been wicked and vile until her death concludes. By Joan, wilt thou be so obstacle? God knows thou art a calip of my flesh. I deny me not, I prithee, gentle Joan.
Peasant of Van, you have to burn this man of purpose to obscure my noble birth.
Dost thou deny thy father, cursed trap? Oh, burn her, Hailey's too good.
First, let me tell you whom you have condemned. Not me, begotten of a shepherd's swain, but issued from the progeny of kids, virtuous and holy, chosen from above to work exceeding miracles on earth. I never had to do with wicked spirits.
I away with her to execution.
Then lead me hence, with whom I lead my curse. May never glorious sun reflect his beams upon the country where you make abode, but darkness and the gloomy shade of death environ you till mischief and despair shall you break your necks or hang yourselves.
Break thou in pieces and consume to ashes, thou foul accursed minister of hell! Lord Regent,
Lord Legate, I do greet your excellence with letters of commission from the king. For know, my lords, the states of Crittenden have implored a general peace betwixt our nation and the aspiring French to confer about some matter.
is all our travel turn to this effect. Oh, Warwick, I perceive with grief the utter loss of all the realm of France.
Be patient, York. If we conclude peace with the French, it will be with such strict and severe covenants as little shall the Frenchmen gain thereby.
Since, Lords of England, it is thus agreed that peaceful truce be proclaimed all in France, we've come to see what the conditions of that league must be.
Charles and the rest, it is enacted thus.
That in regard
King Henry gives consent. Prithee, you shall become true liegeman to his crown, and thou shalt swear. Prithee, and thou shalt be placed as viceroy under him. Prithee, and still enjoy that regal dignity.
Lord Ambassador, I say no, for I'd rather keep that which I have than coveting for more, be cast from possibility of all.
either accept thy title thou usurps, a benefit proceeding from our king, and not of any challenge of Desert, or we will plague thee with incessant war.
How sayest thou, Charles? Shall our conditions stand?
Please don't.
It shall. Only, stating that you claim no interest in our towns and garrisons.
Then swear allegiance to his majesty. Hang up your ensigns. Let your drums be still. Here we entertain a solemn feast.
Wondrous, rare description, noble Earl, of beauteous Margaret hath astonished.
Hush, my good lord. This superficial tale is but a preface of her worthy praise. She is content to be at your command. Command, I mean, of virtuous, chaste intents, and to love and honor Henry as her lord.
And otherwise shall Henry ne'er presume. Therefore, Lord Protector, give consent that Margaret may be crowned England's royal queen.
So shall I give consent to flatter sin. You know, my lord, your highness is betrothed. How should we then dispense with that contract, and not deface your honor with reproach?
A poor earl's daughter is unequal odds, and therefore may be broke without offense.
Why, what, I pray, is Mars more than that?
Yes, my lords. Her father is a king, the king of Naples and Jerusalem. He is great peace with France, as this alliance will confirm our peace.
Besides, his wealth doth warrant a liberal dower, which Reignier would sooner receive than give.
A dower, my lords. Disgrace not so your king that he be so abject, base, and poor. And therefore, lords, since he affects her most, in our opinions, she should be preferred. Whom should we match with Henry, being a king, but Margaret, daughter to a king? Henry, son unto conqueror, is likely to beget more conquerors, if with a lady of so high resolve, as is fair Margaret, he be linked in love, then yield, my lords, and conclude here with me that Margaret shall be queen, and none but she.
Therefore take shipping post, my lord, to France. Agree to any covenant and procure that Lady Margaret